Greetings, YouTube. How is everybody doing out there today? It is beautiful Friday, March 17th, 2023, if you can believe that. It's a beautiful day today, even though it is raining outside. It's been raining for a while, probably about 17 hours. Started about 7 o'clock last night. It's almost 4 o'clock, about 4 minutes till 4 o'clock. Friday afternoon, guys. Well, guys, I've been telling you that I was going to show you how to flush your transmission out, and I'm going to show you how I did it. And one of the big things, guys, that we forget to do, we neglect our transmission and the rear end. Now, there's people probably went thousands, hundreds of thousands of miles and never changed the rear end grease. You probably never, ever have any issues out of the rear end. I don't know too many people that's had issues out of the rear end grease, but it's always good to change that thing. And probably change about the same time you change your transmission. Most of your transmissions today, guys, 100,000 miles, 100,000 miles, and change the fluid. Just see what now if it's a brand new car, guys, I would say probably about 30 to 50,000 miles. I would change the fluid, even though it said, well, you don't have to change it for 100,000 miles. I would change the fluid, because that transmission and everything in there, guys, it probably got little shades of metal or whatever, and it probably won't hurt your transmission, but if it ever got in between those clutches or whatever, you can have an issue. So that's why I would recommend even a brand, because I got a 2020 Nissan, and I took in had the transmission flushed at 30,000, and again at 60,000. So that's what it recommended. But now I don't have to worry about it for another 150,000 miles. So, but this right here, guys, a lot of people don't realize, guys, most of your transmissions go out, guys, because we never flush the transmission. And it's a little bit more expensive than it can be anywhere from $200 to $800, $900. I don't know. I know all of my cars, man, it's always been around $200, $240. I think my newer one, it was like $230 to get the transmission flushed. And you want to flush the transmission, guys. You don't want to take and remove all your bolts around the pan, because that don't get all the fluid out. You want to get all the fluid out of the torque converter too, guys. So what you want to do, you want to flush the transmission. And this is how I did it, guys. The right side, I'm standing in front, so that'd be the left side. But the passenger side, the passenger side is the flush, and the driver's side is the return, okay? Now, this one here, guys, I thought I had a push-pull transmission, because your transmission has a pump in it. I thought it was a push-pull pump, but it's not, okay? So what I did, I just took and turned my car on. Now, without my car having a radiator in it, guys, you can still run it. You want to do this cold, guys. You don't want to do a 50, 100-mile round trip, and then you come back, park it, and then you take the lines off your radiator, and then you start flushing, because you can burn up your transmission. You want to do it while it's cold, okay? So what I did, guys, I just took and I fired up my car, and it took less than a minute. And I waited until it started spitting and sputtering. So when it started spitting and sputtering, I knew the transmission fluid was out of the transmission, okay? And then all you do is just refill your transmission back up, guys. And mine has a cold and a hot on there. It tells you where it needs to be when it's cold. It tells you where it should be when it's hot, okay? So what I'm going to do is, because my transmission fluid was always fine, I never lost any, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to dump it into an empty one of these. I'm going to dump it into an empty one of them, and then I'll measure it that way, and then I'll put the exact amount in there. It almost looks like a whole can. I think these here are about 4 quarts. It says 1 gallon, so it's 1 gallon. So that almost looks like a gallon there, guys. This is a 5-gallon bucket, so that almost looks like a gallon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it up about 3/4 of the way with this fluid, and then we'll see what happens. I'll show you what I'm using, guys. This right here is full synthetic automatic transmission fluid, and it's good for GM, Toyota, Hondas, and you know what? I don't see it. it don't say use for automatic transmission. See includes. I'm glad I didn't pour none in there, because now I got to go get the one that's for. It's for GM Honda. I thought it said Nissan's on there, guys, but it didn't. Huh? So I got to go get the fluid for the Nissan. I'm glad I didn't pour that in there. I don't know what it would have done, but it's got some things on the back of it. But anyway, so what I'll do is I'm going to go down to the parts house and I'm going to find out what transmission fluid that is. And so I'm going to go ahead and get the right transmission fluid for this. And you want to make sure you get the right transmission fluid so you don't burn it up. Didn't no transmission fluid go in there at all, guys. It just got a pump that circulates it around. This right here is my old radiator, guys. This one I got busted. And I'll give you a tip, guys. There was a little hole right here. There's a little hole right there. And what I did, I pinched that thing off. And that was enough to get me home. Sometimes you can do it. If it's just a little hole, you can pinch it off. Get your pair of pliers, needle nose pliers. And what you want to do is you want to bend that thing over and pinch it. And that usually help you get home. Huh. I guess my smoke alarm, the battery's getting low. So I'm going to have to replace that. But this is your transmission lines right here, guys. I don't know why that thing is going off like that. That's your transmission lines, guys. And hold on a second. Let me shut this thing off. All right, guys. That was my CO detector. Because I fired this thing up. And it's letting me know that the air quality in here is not too good right now. So, but I got my door open, so I'm venting it out. And I just fired this thing up for a minute. So anyway, guys, back to what I was saying about transmission, guys. It's not hard. Most of your diesel trucks and stuff, they might have an external. Some of your luxury cars might have an external one. It's usually like 8 by 12 inches long. You can... They're real easy to get to. So, a lot of your GMs are on the side. These here are on the bottom. And what I would have had to do to get to the bottom of this, guys, I would have had to pull the fan shroud out. Probably the fan and the fan shroud to get to it. That's probably all I would have had to do. So, but now that my transmission's flushed out, so I'm going to run to the parts house and I'm going to get the right transmission fluid. I'm glad I had to put that in there. I would have just pumped it back out. But because I don't know what that might do to it. So I'm going to have to go to the parts house, or I'm going to look on here and see what all it says about. It's got a few other engines on there, and it's got the dates, what years, and all that other stuff. So we'll see. So guys, that's pretty much it. You want to make sure that you flush your transmission out, guys. You don't want to take and just drop the pan. That don't flush the transmission out. You got to get all that stuff out of the torque converter and everything, guys. And like I said, if you don't want to do this yourself, you can take it to the dealership. They're reasonable, or if there's a garage down the street. I wanted to get one of them transmission fluid things. I wanted to get one, guys. Those things are like $3,500 for that machine just to transfer the fluid. And don't get me wrong, man. If you're making money with it, it's probably worth it. But you can find a used one here and there, guys. But the only way you can make sure it's working properly, you got to hook it up to a car. And maybe down the road I'll get one, but who knows? We'll see how it works out. But right now, I'm glad I got all that out of my transmission, guys. Because if you look and see, that stuff is nasty, guys. And one of the ways how you can tell, guys, is like I said, if it starts spitting and sputtering, it's done. But there's a lot of metal in that too, guys. 237,000 on that, guys. 237,000 on that fluid. And I'm guilty too. I neglect it too. And I just, I neglect a lot of things on my car. I change the stuff regularly. Another way you can flush out your engine, guys, is put a hose in there and just put a hose in there, fire the car up, and the cold water will keep your engine cool. And you can just stick it in there and it'll flush it out there. And you can flush your engine out that way too. There's a lot of little tricks you can do, guys. Another thing you don't want to blow that antifreeze out everywhere, guys. You want to dispose of it properly, guys. Especially around here, I don't want none of that stuff in my ground around here because of my birds and stuff. It'll poison your animals. You don't want that stuff just dumped out. You don't want to dump it in your sewer system either, because most cities is toilet to tap. When you flush the toilet, it goes to a processor. They clean it out and send the water right back to you. And you don't want that stuff in your water system, guys. You don't want it in your water system. Neither transmission oil, anything that poison you. So, well, guys, I hope this helps somebody. I hope you can figure it out on your own. It's not hard. And just call if you don't want to do it yourself, call around, guys. But around 100,000 miles when you want to flush your transmission, guys. And you probably only have to get it done every 100, 150, whatever. Look whatever your car recommends. I recommend every 100,000 miles. Except for when you get a brand spanking new car. When you get a brand spanking new car, probably about 30,000 miles, 25, 30, get it flushed out. And then I had it done one more time at 60,000. Now I don't have to worry about it for another 100,000. So it's good to go. Well, guys, like this video, share this video. Share it to your social media if you don't care. Comment down below. I do these videos, try to help people save money, because that, like I said, that probably would cost me about $200-250 to run it to somebody else when I can do it myself. So I'm just glad I didn't put none of that transmission fluid in there, because I don't know what it had done to it. It might not do anything to it. It might have, I don't know, but I want to make sure I get the right transmission fluid in there. So I'm gonna run to the parts house when I get out of here, and after I get it all back together, and I'm gonna run to the parts house, get the right transmission. The only thing stinks, man, this stuff right here, when I bought it, it was $18 a gallon, and now I think it's $24 a gallon, but everything's gone up since then, so it might be more. I don't know. And I hate to have to buy quarts, because quarts are like $10 a pop. And from the looks of that, I'm probably going to need about, I'm going to have to buy at least 8 quarts just to be safe. So, well, guys, until the next time, y'all hang in there for the next video, and I'll talk at you later. Bye-bye.